Hello, hello, Hidden Hermit here. How are you on Friday the 7th of December 2018? The sun is currently 15 degrees in Sagittarius. The moon is currently 17 degrees in Sagittarius. That's right, we had a new moon today. It was about 8 hours ago, I believe. And to celebrate this occasion, I thought I'd do a nice little random reading. It's been a while. Well, a week and a half. So yeah, let's get straight to it. Let's find out who this reading is for. Look at that. Sun in Aries, a moon in Leo. That is very, very strange because that is me. Wow. Okay, so this reading could very well be for me. If it is, then I'm sorry for wasting your time. But if your sun is in Aries and your moon is in Leo, welcome to the club. It's an inauspicious club, I can tell you that. And rather fittingly, this is even better. I'm using the Tarot of Fire for today's random reading. Well, I'm quite excited now. This is rather awesome. And as you can see, I didn't make it up. So yeah, the Tarot of Fire, which is an interesting wee deck. It's a fire-based deck. Obviously, the tarot as a deck covers all four elements, but this one is geared towards all sorts of myths, folklore from around the world that pertain to fiery things. And we're very fiery. This is amazing. So, Sun and Moon in Sagittarius, obviously mutable fire. So this reading is for Sun in Aries, and this reading is for Moon in Leo. I am really, really freaked out. This is awesome. This is awesome. So very, very fiery on this very cold winter's day. Now, this deck has been fumigated and cleaned and cleansed and shuffled off camera. In the meantime, what? I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm kind of amazed. I'm amazed. This is my amazed face up there. Okay, so let's just do this. This potential reading for either me or somebody else. Sun in Aries, Moon in Leo. What is going on? I'm going to use the normal random reading spread, which I will demonstrate for you right now. Let's just give this deck a little bit of a cut. So yeah, this is a fascinating deck. I got this from the London Tarot Festival back in June. I won it. So it was amazing. So let's just do this, shall we? So over here we have what's going through your heart and mind at the moment, Aries. This is a current situation you may very well be facing at the moment. Down here we have energies leading up to the current situation. Here is energies surrounding the current situation, and these two could very well be talking to each other in quite a profound way. And finally, down here we have energies surrounding the future. Indeed, a possible outcome. Excuse me while I make this all pretty. Here's some black moonstone here to signify the new moon. I can make this prettier, surely. Right, alright then, Aries Sun, Leo Moon, me. What's going on in your heart and mind at the moment? We have the High Priestess, lovely. One of my favourite cards of the whole deck. So yeah, we could very well be thinking about things that are potentially hidden. We could very well be thinking about things that you're keeping to yourself. Secrets, maybe. Am I keeping anything to myself at the moment? You betcha. Okay, so a current situation that you may very well be facing at the moment is the Hierophant. So two major cards already. The Moon card, which is interesting. The High Priestess does indeed signify the moon. And the moon is very prominent in a new moon, starting of a new cycle indeed. And the Hierophant here is teaching us about structure in an institutionalized sense. It is the card of Taurus. So the current situation is: are you needing a little bit of structure? Are you looking for some help? Help that comes from a place where help is designed to do. Does this apply to me? Yeah, of course it does. Yes, it certainly does. Interesting. But for all those of you out there who are still Aries, Sun, Leo, Moon, what's going on? What are the energies leading up to the current situation? We have the Page of Cups. As you can see, the fiery imagery in the Tarot of Fire, sadly, I don't know all the myths. I do intend to learn them once I get a little more time. But as you can see here, this high priestess is standing in front of a... I could look it up, but I'm not going to. Something very flamey. And I do kind of vaguely remember this myth. I think this is a potentially African myth. It's a very Indian myth. It's similar to the myth of Prometheus, some godlike creature handing down fire. I'm not sure about this one, but we can see the Star of David there, and the fiery cross is fiery triangle even, and that's interesting, isn't it? Fire and water. So you're getting that. That's amazing, isn't it? That the page of cups. So anyway, yeah, the Page of Cups, energies leading up to this. The Page of Cups is very much, he's quite an idealistic wee boy or girl, gentle, kind, and dreamy, a little bit naive and quite open. The Princess of the Waters, I believe, is the Hermetic title of the Knave of Cups. So yeah, you've been kind of emotional recently. You've been the energies leading up to this. You've been, I don't know, have you been a little bit dreamy? Have you been perhaps in a little bit of a flux as well, maybe? So how does the Hierophant inform the energies surrounding the situation at the moment? We have the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups, which is an interesting... This is a Pisces card. A Pisces card, you know, in many respects, it's like the last card of the pips in the astrological year. This is Mars in Pisces, and the next card is Mars in Aries. So I don't know, do we have a little bit of a link here? And the Ten of Cups it teaches us about happiness. So are you feeling happy at the moment, Aries Sun? I'm starting to think that this isn't about me. That was a bit telling, really, wasn't it? Are you looking for happiness? Is a little bit of structure going to help you find happiness? This is fascinating stuff, Aries. Okay, I will run through this again and see if anything pops out in this interpretation. Of course, contextually, I don't know if the situation applies to you. Contextually, I know it applies to me because I am me. It's turning out to be quite illuminating already. So, energies surrounding the future of the situation, or a possible outcome, is the Three of Swords. Okay, so, and this is a cracking image. Look, so you've got a prostrate woman. She's in some sort of jail cell. A light is shining down on her, and I don't really know what's going on in there, but that's interesting. So, yeah, the Three of Swords, that mind over your heart. So, are you going to find is the resolution of this situation going to be a realization where your heart is very watery, isn't it? Your heart is very watery. So, perhaps you're in a place of happiness at the moment, but your mind needs to overrule that to move forward. You need to make that realization. So, Aries Sun, Leo Moon, you are currently in a little bit of flux. You're currently hiding things from yourself, actually, once I'm looking at this spread here. Perhaps you're not facing up to a little bit of reality. Of course, it's a new moon, so the new moon is very, very hidden. It's incredibly hidden. There are things that you're keeping hidden from yourself, and you're keeping hidden from the world. And how are you going to get out of that? This situation, you need a little bit of structure. You need a little bit of an institutionalized kick in the backside by the looks of it, looking at this spread. And yeah, it's very possible that you need to seek a little bit of help to remove yourself from this dark secret place that you are currently in. The Knave of Cups, yeah, you've been kind of naive leading up to this situation. You've been latching onto a false sense of happiness, I feel. Yeah, and I kind of feel like this should have come out reversed. So the water is pointing upwards. So, you know, you've been a little bit lazy, perhaps, maybe. You've been... you need to set yourself some proper boundaries. You've also been kind of selfish. So yeah, this kick up the butt is, I think, needed. It's needed. Now, you could very well be in a place of sort of static happiness at the moment, but it's very illusionary. The moon is telling us it's illusionary. The Knave of Cups is telling us it's illusionary. So this, again, I feel like this should have come out reversed. I don't usually work with reversals. I can read reversals, but it doesn't feel that well dignified, really, to be perfectly honest. The Three of Swords, however, I think is a much more positive message, and a lot of people don't see the Three of Swords as a positive message, but your mind, that airy nature of the Three of Swords really does need to overawe the heart. To move on from this situation. I've got a nice little prop here. to embrace that Sagittarian energy and moving on, you're going to need to consult some help from an institutionalized form, and you're going to need to realize that your heart is better off once you know you're. Well, once you realise these things, you can move on from that sense. Now, does this apply to me? Yeah, I think it really does, to be perfectly honest. And who knows? Does it apply to you? Are there any other Aries suns out there who have their moon in Leo? Does this resonate to you on today, this new moon in Sagittarius? I would love to hear from you. It would be amazing if there are more of us out there. So, yes, I think I'm going to leave it at that and spend the rest of the day pondering this message. Yeah, okay, well, in that case, I will leave it at that. Thank you very much. I am the Hidden Hermit. Catch you next time.